what's the latest on Foose?
Well, he's, it's kind of like touch and go. He hasn't, participated in any practice the last couple of days. We're curious, we kind of have this thought about, like, if there's a chance he can, go a little bit Thursday, maybe we have him for Saturday. We just wait and see. So we haven't really tested it at all, and so we'll just see how it goes.
You said in the post game on Saturday with Foose, it could be days, weeks, months. Is that? I mean, that's typically maybe like a hamstring, or is that what we're dealing with?
Yeah. So it's just, he had a hamstring in the summer that was like a 6-week deal, and so we'll see. I don't, unfortunately, the great thing about breaking a bone in your finger, you put a pin in it and you're good 10 days later, right? But it's this doesn't work like that, so we just got to wait and see.
So you've had some experience.
The thing about Foose, like, if this was me, I would be able to play because I was just as explosive as a slug. Foose, on the other hand, is ridiculously explosive, so he actually uses his muscles, and so that's problematic. I keep telling him, don't use your muscles, and he keeps using them. So we'll see.
How big of a boost is it to the team, though, when guys like Caleb are playing well on offense, but also making those winning plays like he did at LMU over the weekend?
Yeah, I actually thought Caleb was off the charts defensively with his assignments. He made 2 huge plays, for example, on closeouts at LMU. Took a charge one time, and one time had an unbelievable feet closeout and recovery where he caused a travel, right? And plays like that we were sorely missing over the weekend. And he was, I thought he was really special, and I thought his decision making was elite level on the offensive end also. And so, he is such a massive, important piece of this team, and he has led the charge in a ton of our wins. What in the world, Gav? Is that to go?
Yeah, there's a small container. So
what does it say on them?
Huh?
What does it say on the containers?
Scratch made since 1994.
Wow, let's go. Okay, all right. Hey, you want to come answer some questions?
I think you're pretty good at that.
This is awesome. Brandon Averett.
Hey, what's up, Coach?
Hey, I'm just here meeting with media right now, man. You remember these cats. You miss these guys, don't you?
I do. I really do.
Are you in Dallas?
I could be. Yeah, I'm in Dallas. I'm at home right now.
All right. You want to answer any questions, or should I just call you right back?
Nah,
You look good,
call
man.
me back.
All right, I'm gonna hit you back. Give me 15 minutes.
All right.
All right, bye. Do this stuff. Okay. Sorry. Go.
Coach, are you telling us that it is a hamstring with Foose, or?
No, it's I don't know an anatomic error. So he's got a groin issue right now. So.
I know there was kind of that special moment in Thursday's game where the starting lineup was a diverse group, 4 black players for the first time, 5 non-LDS players for the first time. I know we saw some of the players posted about on social media and stuff. What was that moment like for the team to just kind of have that lineup?
Well, I think it was really meaningful for our guys because it's something that we've been so conscious of. Not conscious of like who's starting and not starting. I don't think our guys really care that much about that, but just conscious of, we spent a lot of time the last 2 years talking about social justice and talking, and we went through a really intensive course in this Long Talk 2020 with Kyle and Kamal, who were actually really inspiring instructors and teachers and educators, and they've been running this program for a while, and we've had a chance to hear from great leaders, representing all communities, including the black community, like Pastor Francis Davis spent some time with our team and kind of going down the list. And so I think our guys are really aware. I think that they're excited about, our country and world growing, right? And they're also conscious of just little tiny slices that we can play in that. And so, it's not, our team is our team. Like, we're about our team. But I think all of our guys were excited about just recognizing a moment, which just represents a moment where, we didn't start 4 black players. We didn't start 5 players that were not members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for any other reason than that the game told us that that's what we should have done on Thursday. And that's really a beautiful thing, right? And hopefully as a world we keep moving closer towards the decision making is based on that and nothing else. And so, it was a great opportunity, a really terrific moment for our guys, and something that's probably, it's not a goal here at BYU, but it's something that's good for BYU too, right? I think, behind Keith Vorking's great leadership and Tom Homo's great leadership, behind the words of the prophet of the church, who is the church that's the sponsoring church of this institution. Like, we have a mandate to do everything we can to root out racism. Those are the exact words, and that is something that BYU is fully, the leadership here is fully behind and fully endorsing, and it's a really important cause. It's a cause that's been magnified from the highest leadership levels of this university and from this church, and so it's important to all of us, and it's important to my team also.
You mentioned that the game kind of dictated for that starting lineup to happen. So obviously it's not like super intentional, but does it say anything? The fact that you guys have the ability to do that, does that say anything about maybe the future of the program, future recruiting, things like that, where you might have these situations happen more often?
Yeah, I do think. Listen, I think that my answer would be yes, and like Tijon Lucas, this is something that's very personal to him. He's a veteran guy, and he's been really eloquent speaking about this. And one of the things that he said to me is, he's like, some people might have some misconceptions about what an experience at BYU is like. And he was like, I think he's interested in sharing what his experience has been like here, because I think it's been pretty special for him. And he had some concerns coming in. His wonderful mother had some concerns coming in that we talked about a lot beforehand, and then I think his experience here has been really special, and I think he's excited to make people aware of that. I think he's also excited to be a piece in change. I mean, he's got a heart to make this world better. With his dreams of establishing some safe, special locations for children to grow in Milwaukee, in his hometown, to the impact that he believes that he gets to have here at BYU, not just in helping BYU grow, but also sharing with the world that BYU might be a little bit different than some people think it is. He's got a heart for that, and he's an incredible ambassador for this university. He's an incredible ambassador for humanity. He's a really special person.
Have you had any former players reach out to, not just you, but to members on the team about what it meant to them seeing that lineup, or have you not really done that yet?
We're pretty buried right now, so I'm probably not doing a great job with my, I take relationships with our alumni and foreign players really seriously, but it just hasn't been. We're kind of in the cave right now, trying to figure out a way to win some more games. But I think everybody's right. I got to hear Mark Durant on the radio speak about it, and Mark was, Mark was really, really sincere about, as one former player that just happened to have the mic in his hands, he was really eloquent and sincere about that it had some real meaning to him, and it's so hopefully a lot of our guys feel that way. I would imagine they do, for the right reasons, right? For the right reasons.
2 straight wins right now, broke the losing streak. What do you think what is your team doing well to get out of that slump?
Well, we I think the most magical thing for me was, the LMU game was really special. We knew, I kind of projected that going in, it was just going to be a slug. It just is hard. Like, it's hard. It's hard to win on the road always. And then carrying the baggage that we'd built up over the last couple weeks, it was hard. And kind of some of the concerns, it was hard. And then getting down 17, in the second half was hard. And so, I know from the outside it might not feel that way, but for us, man, that is a special game. Like, that is a special game when you think about all the things these guys had to overcome in their heart and minds from the previous 2 weeks and during the course of that game, and to just stay with it and find a way on the road with everything against them to come back and win. That's a commentary on our guys. Not just their basketball acumen and skill, but their character and their toughness and their grit, that magical 4-letter word. And so that was a huge lift to our guys. And then to be able to get both those games on the road was super important for us. And I think we functioned at a higher level on the offensive end, and we sprang some leaks on the defensive end, and that's how athletics is sometimes. But most important was just our togetherness and our fight for each other and our relentless effort to try and fix things. I thought was really special. It was really special. It was an extraordinary thing to watch. There's a lot of teams that find their way out of a little losing streak. I'm not sure there's a lot of teams that do it down 17 in the second half on the road of that losing streak. And for these guys to do that is a real credit to who they are as people. Man, it was really awesome.
Have you seen an uptick in belief from your guys after getting back on the winning side of things?
Well, I just think it just you just feel better. Like, you just feel better. And it's we're going into a massive game that, historically we have not had a ton of success with. That's really, really important to us. And so I think it was important with a little bit of belief. I think it was important with a little bit of good feel. I think it was a little bit important to kind of cement in some togetherness. I think it was really important just to be able to walk in the gym and feel better, right? For practices, I think it was really important. So it was a big weekend for us, really big.
What will the practice schedule look like having a full week to get ready for this?
Yeah, so we went Monday, Tuesday, and then we'll be off tomorrow, not on the court, just in the classroom tomorrow, and then we'll go hard Thursday and pregame Friday, and then play Saturday.
Is this needed to have a full week to get ready for this St. Mary's team with just their unique style?
Well, we've already played them, so right now it's just like I'm just hoping I can get some health. So that's what's the emergent thing right now is, every single one of my bigs has a bad hand. My, starting two guards got a hand issue. Foose is out right now. Like, can we just get some semblance of health back? I think that's the most important thing, more than any scout or anything like that. Just these extra couple of days to hopefully restore a little bit of health is going to be crucial for us to have a chance to kind of make a push here at the end.
This upcoming game against St. Mary's, some of our top bracketologists have said is really the key one for this team.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys want to keep your tournament hopes alive, right? Is that how you also conceptualize this game coming up?
Yeah, it's, I don't know if it's a do or die. I just don't know. Like, there's so many things that have to work out. We could win this game and not get in, and we could lose this game and find a way in. It's just, the last 3 and 4 weeks of the season are so tumultuous always. Like, everything changes. But, what this is for sure is another shot at a quad one, and, we have a terrific record, not only volume of games but number of wins in quad one, quad two games, and this gives us a chance to try and go steal another one, and that is huge for our resume. Against a great team in a really tough environment. They haven't lost this year, have they? They haven't lost this year at home, and I think they're riding 11 or 12 games maybe now, and they're playing elite level basketball right now. I think they're, a top 25. Are they in the AP right now?
They're receiving votes in both polls.
Yeah, receiving votes in both polls, and they have a top 10 defense in the country, and they're actually starting to make shots now, which makes them really, really dangerous. They're, watching some game film, they're starting to look like St. Mary's from a couple years ago, where that ball pop around and guys bang threes and make tough shots. And so they're playing a little bit faster, a little bit more free, and still hammering away on the defensive end in their gym, which has been such a tough place for us and everybody else. So they're a great team, and it's important for us to go show well. It just is. Like, we're at the point of the season where you got to go win games, and it's not a death sentence for us if we don't win this game, but this is a massive game. It's a really important game, and we feel that way, and I'm sure they feel that way. And so let's go. This is what you play for, right? End of February, March. This is when it gets great.
How much does it worry a little bit with seeing St. Mary's see an uptick in their offensive production with maybe some of the defensive metrics from your team kind of slipping a little bit past month?
Yeah, of course, always. It always does. And it's always the case. It's usually the case in basketball that you do well what you focus on, and we were struggling offensively we were a little bit just slippage offensively. We were never great this year, but we were slipping a little bit, and so we spent an inordinate amount of time on that last week, and sure enough, we perform better, and we don't perform as well on the defensive end. That's what happens. You excel at what you focus on most of the time, and so we're going to focus on the whole game this week and see if we can be good at the whole game at St. Mary's.
Last game was really methodical, low scoring. You just mentioned that they're playing a little bit more tempo, they're making more shots, scoring more.
Yep.
Does that change how you sort of come into this game, knowing that the last time you guys played them, it was a little bit of a different style?
Yeah, not so much. I mean, they're such a physical, elite level defensive team for the last couple of years, and especially this year, that you just have to find a way to score. You got to find a way to score a basket, right? I don't know what their numbers are. It's some ridiculous. Colton team's under 60 or 65. It's some ridiculous stat, and so you have to find a way to score. You got to have unbelievable pace and aggression and patience, and they make it harder to make. They're the second leading least assist team in the country. They don't allow assists, which is what we feed off of. It's always been a challenge for us playing them. The styles of players so out of sync, and so you're always worried about trying to find a way to score a bucket, and then on the defensive end and the glass, you just have to be ridiculously physical and tough. And so I think our guys know what we're in for, and it's just a matter if we can raise up and do it. And that's why you love athletics, because you actually get to go see. So we're excited about it.
There's one Zoom question, I believe.
Yep. Zoom, fire away. Darnell, I think I see your hand, man.
Yeah. I need some help because I can't understand the flop rule. Can you explain that to me?
So here's the deal with the flop rule, okay? When a referee feels like you flopped, they call a flop, and when they feel like it was a charge, they call a charge or a block. Now, exactly what we've argued about that as a staff. I don't know the exact legal language that we're following when we're trying to determine if it's a flop or not. I don't think there's anything. It just is. Listen, here's the deal. Block charge has always been one of the hardest calls in the game of basketball, and it's super hard, and I don't think any of us probably know the answer to that, Darnell. I'm probably getting in big trouble for saying that, but I don't know if we know the answer. Well, we just know that it's a really hard job is what we know. I don't know what part of that we're going to clip out to get me in big trouble, but have at it, boys. Let's go.
Coach, you talked a lot about getting the momentum back on track. How have some of the behind-the-scenes guys like your grad assistants helped load off of you and helped get your players?
Well, listen, it's when you've always faced adversity through a season, right? And and that's where finding a way to have joy in the gym, like the combination of joy in the gym with really heightened focus is a challenge. Our GAs do an unbelievable job. Our managers do a great job. Of course, my assistant coaches are incredible, and we have players that are really trying to do it. It is if you do a season right, then by the time you get to the end of the season, you can't take another step, right? You should be done, and you should have put everything you have into it, and hopefully you put everything you have into it, and you have great success down the stretch, and that's what we're hoping for. But I think it is a combination of heightened focus and working so hard to manufacture joy. I think those are two keys.
Coach, I'm curious, how much did you enjoy watching that film of Barcelo, going for 33, just that, watching it over and just celebrating those, individual moments for a guy like Alex to come back and have a moment like that?
Yeah, I think Greg put out a list of 3 guys that have had 30-point games and had a higher efficiency in the history of BYU basketball, and I think the most recent one was maybe Nate Call. Nate played here 20 years ago. 30 years ago, something. I mean, you think about it, you see it once every 30 years, right? That's incredible. And he just is, and what was really nice is, it was super hard. Every road trip is hard, right? And for us, where we were in the season and where we were as a team, and having an increasing limited roster and all the other things made it really hard. Alex didn't feel like he shot the ball great at LMU, and so he's like, I'm gonna go fix that, and he did. I mean, there's very few people walking around the planet that could just be like, I'm gonna go fix it. I'll go 9 for 10 on the road, being double teamed the whole game. Like, there's just very few human beings on the planet that actually can do that knows what that feels like. I don't, but he does, and that's actually pretty cool. It's really cool. All right, gentlemen, super grateful for you, okay? It's a big week.